good song.
It is. Thank you for understanding.
Listen, I enjoy good music.
She may be difficult.
Is she?
But she had some bops.
Is she difficult?
There's rumors.
Oh, okay.
I think she's difficult to categorize at times.
What do you mean categorize? Like genre-wise or just as a person on this planet?
On this planet.
She's a weirdo.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful weirdo.
Yeah.
She grinded from, whatchamacallit? From In Living Color as one of the Fly Girls.
Yep.
Grinded her way into being a movie star. Selena. And then from there, she got in Anaconda, and then she started making music, and then she got to do more movies. And then once you reach that level of fame, you get to be weird, man. You get to be a weirdo.
She has her order of, what was it?
The Phoenix?
Yes, the Order of the Phoenix.
She kicking it in the...
Well, I was gonna say there's like viral video of her like bodega order. She's like
what?
With the orange drink. Everyone just always makes fun of it. It's a great video. I'll send it to you.
Have you been down on, I don't know what to call that part that's above Tom Lee, the little walk path above Tom Lee?
No, I never know what to call that either.
The magnolias are blooming.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't want to get too excited.
Little pink flowers are in the air.
But you know they're going to fall off the second it gets cold again.
They sure are.
But they're out right now, so they're real pretty.
Today's supposed to be nice.
57, I saw.
65.
Oh, well,
and then tomorrow it drops back, but we're okay.
To
Monday's
what?
like 38 though. What are we doing?
That's weather, baby.
My nose can't handle it. My sinuses can't handle it.
Your nose. All right.
Can't.
Thank you for showing me the Chicago Statue Monument. Did you know?
I cannot believe you didn't know what the bean was.
I didn't know that.
Chris also struggled. He was like, oh yeah. I'm like, when you go to Chicago, you go take a picture.
They say
with
somebody's
a bean.
living in there.
Really?
That's what they say.
The streets? What's up, everybody? It is Friday, February 20th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. It is a Grizzlies game day, the first of the last 28 games of the regular season for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Utah Jazz in town. We will talk about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s goodbye to Memphis that he wrote for the Players Tribune. Who exactly will be playing in tonight's game? Whitaker will join us to continue the Grizz conversation, talk NBA, college basketball, and more. Big USA Day at the Olympics yesterday. Hockey, figure skating, speed skating. Another very sad night for the Memphis Tigers. And Penny Hardaway had some comments after last night's game that we'll get into. We'll end with some Music Friday. What we are listening to. CJ got by AI music. The RiverBeat lineup came out. I cannot wait for it. It is a Friday. You know what we say. TGIFF. Yes. Emphasis on the extra F.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
I risk my life to tell y'all these truths.
Cat Williams is back. Brand new material, a new tour, and the same legendary laughter he's delivered for decades.
Nick Cannon got 136 children, Jesus. Did you know that?
Always classic, always Cat.
White people are friendly. You can call them at 3 o'clock in the morning with the wrong number and they won't even be mad at you. Hello? No, I'm sorry. No Shaquita here.
The Golden Age Tour, March 6th in FedEx Forum. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey Grind City, got uninvited house guests? When it comes to bugs, we don't bluff. We Terminex it. Don't let a pest problem spin out of control. Our pest-free 365 Plus plan protects against up to 39 different kinds of pests. Even better, Grizz fans can take $50 off by visiting Terminex.com and enter code SAVE50. Terms apply. With more than 95 years of experience squashing pest issues big and small, we're set to square off against the toughest bugs out there.
How are you able to release and have an instrumental song become a huge deal?
And I forget who the disc jockey was, but he put the wrong side on. He put the green onions by mistake. and played the B-side instead of the A-side.
No!
And that's when the change happened. These people started to call the station and say, play that song again.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Now that's the new edition way.
But I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday to all who celebrate. Happy Grizzlies game day to all who celebrate.
Wait, who doesn't celebrate Fridays?
I don't know.
Okay.
There could be someone out there who's an anti-Fridayer. I just want to be inclusive, you know. It could be someone who wants to hear the Happy Monday. But I'm expressing happiness on this Friday. I'll tell you, happy Grizzlies game day. I was going to say, at least to those who acknowledge it in these trying times. I think that's the most that you can ask for. But for the first time since February 2nd, that is 18 days ago, we have a Memphis Grizzlies home game tonight. Because the 5 games leading up to the All-Star break were all on the road, and it just struck me how much has changed for this team since they last played at home. Most notably, that February 2nd win over the Timberwolves was the Grizzlies' last win, and it was Jaren Jackson Jr.'s last game, and we didn't know it at the time. We thought that it could be. Obviously, the trade deadline was looming, and the rumors were swirling, but you didn't know. And the same goes for John Conchar and Vince Williams Jr., and it just so happens that tonight, that first game back here at Federal Express Forum, it is those 3 players on their new team, the Utah Jazz, coming to town to face the Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, Jaren Jackson Jr. shut down for the season after having that tumor removed from his knee. So he will not have a return game tonight. That will have to be reserved for next season. He did, however, share a goodbye letter yesterday to Memphis, courtesy the Players Tribune. Did you read it, CJ?
Yeah.
You know I'm a sap.
Yeah.
You're well aware at this point.
Yeah.
I cried. I got to admit, it made me tear up. Now, to be fair, I cried 3 times yesterday. It was a big cry day. Reading Jaren's letter was the first. And then the other ones were sheer happy tears. Tears for the USA women's hockey team as I'm running around my condo screaming USA, USA. Tears for Alyssa Liu, who we'll get into when we talk Olympics later. And I guess Jaren's letter, it was a mix of happy and sad tears, and as tears are, usually a mesh of a myriad of emotions. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest you check it out if you can handle it. But I did want to share a couple passages that I thought were worth reflecting on. My absolute favorite thing, before we get into the deep stuff, his Love Island mention. Like talking about the actual moment that he learned he got traded, not knowing what he had to do next. And he said, quote, "When the conversation ended, I was just awkwardly looking around all confused like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Like, well, what now? I literally asked him," meaning Zach Kleiman, "can I go back upstairs and say bye?" Like he was going to press a button and the trap door was going to open up. Man, listen, I didn't know if it was like Love Island or what. Like Jaren has left the villa. And it is a little bit like Love Island. It made me imagine, what if there was like a pull the lever moment, like The Emperor's New Groove, and you find out you're traded, and it's like, pull the lever! And then you go in a little buggy, and it's like, and next thing you know, you're plopped down in Utah, or however that works, or in the garage into your car, and out you go. But it does have to be just a really weird experience to go through, and I thought Jaren's reflections on it were just amusing to a degree and also emotional. Obviously, he went on to talk about how Ja was the first person that he ran into, and Ja told him to go continue being a pro because that's what you've been for the last 8 years, and it struck him like 8 years in Memphis, and reflecting on, you know, the game where we often talk about this game, the Jay Crowder game winner, and Ja going coast to coast, behind the back, finding Crowder. Crowder makes the shot, crowd goes wild. And him talking about like the feeling in the building that night and saying like, you just knew what was coming. And that's so real. Like that happened and you're like, oh, like this team is now in a place where you can see it, like you can feel it. Something is changing. Something is shifting in the fortunes of where this team is going from here.
And it's not it wasn't supposed to. It wasn't supposed to happen like that quickly, to your point. And everybody in an arena was like, oh, like he went head to head. They went head to head with Kyrie Irving. They went head to head, and those two were, you could argue, Ja and Jaren were the best players on the court. Jay Crowder hits the game winner. Jay Crowder is the vet on the court. Solomon Hill is out there as well. There are veterans around, but everybody left that game like, wait a second. It's something special? Something special is happening. Mm-hmm. The oven has been preheated. When this finishes, it's going to be really, really fun and exciting. And for the most part, they delivered on that. Yeah. Didn't deliver the ultimate goal, but
no. And even as he like went on, you know, to talk about the good times, the ESPN Memphis day, and when the winning started coming, and even going back talking about the bubble, I don't think about that often, but just how like players who were on teams together during the bubble and the almost forced extra connection it made for guys because you were just trapped there and you had nothing else to do. He talked about the 11-game winning streak and starting to feel, you know, all the good things that come with being a team on the rise. Taylor Jenkins had a lot of love for Coach Jenkins. Talked about the kickball games that Taylor would organize and the like matching baseball jerseys that they would wear and the team dinners that they did and hanging out and dancing in the hallway and the interview mobs and everything that we talk about when we reflect on kind of like that peak period before things got a little rough, starting with the big injury season 2 years ago now, or 2 seasons ago. But what I really wanted to share, I thought the most poignant passage from Jaren, because I know some of you won't go read it, so I will deliver it to you. But it came when he said this. He said, when it came to our confidence, I don't think we ever saw it the way other people did. We became a very polarizing team, and while that didn't bother me, it definitely wasn't lost on any of us. Here's what I'll say. We always thought we were having the edge that we needed to have to beat teams. We never wanted to be beat on that. And that was our pride for Memphis. You have to remember, our group had really only played there except for a few people. We're molding ourselves off the energy of the city and off the last Grizzlies to ever do it that big. Shout out to Zebo, Tony Allen, Mike, and all of them. We weren't really trying to come off one way or another, but you also weren't going to make us stop being us. Looking back on everything now, I don't think we took it for granted, but we definitely didn't see a situation where we wouldn't always be winning. I think we had so much success so early that people forgot we were still growing. If we had made certain mistakes we made a little earlier, I don't think the reaction would have been as extreme, but we made them at a very high point in our careers with a lot of eyes on us, and we were still just learning how to grow up as men. And all of that is so true. Like the second you start emerging, the second you plant that flag, like we're here, everyone's trying to run and capture it from you. Everyone's trying to find the way to knock it off. Like that just comes with success, especially in sports. You get a target on you go from being the hunters to the hunted. And I also thought just the notion of when you're winning like that, especially when you're young, it feels like you only go up from here. Like I was just talking with a young woman yesterday about, the struggles of early careers and trying to get over the hump and trying to like assert yourself early in your working life. And I told her, I said, I'm 33. And I've had to learn at this point that just because you, quote unquote, like make it, just because you're winning, doesn't mean that you're not going to get punched in the face every now and then. Doesn't mean that everything is guaranteed, that the linear graph of success just keeps going up, up, and up. And she was like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Like, I thought once you make it, like, you're there. Like, it's gravy from there. And it was like the perfect in real life conversation to have in connection to Jaren's reflection on that time period, because it's so real. Like, when you're young, it just feels like the whole world is ahead of you. And once you make it, it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. But that's not how life works. And so this team got thrown the punches that it did. And obviously he reflected on, if you're not winning a championship, 'tis the nature of sports. Things get broken up, things get restructured, eras change, eras shift. But I thought it was a really poignant look at it all from Jaren in that two paragraphs.
Absolutely poignant, and absolutely things older people were telling them. Hey, like, cut some of this out. Stop doing this. But like, it's, as frustrating as it can be, I've officially reached like unk status. And so now I'm talking to younger adults about things. And as frustrating as it can be for older people to try and communicate effectively with younger people, you have to understand, I think most people understand, hey, they're going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to have to learn it on their own. And unfortunately, that means you learn to fail and come back from failure. Where that team was, that the back-to-back years as a 2 seed in the West, back-to-back years with the best home record in the NBA, if I remember correctly, you're supposed to continue to build on that, or be able to build on that, especially with the core group. And they didn't. And they didn't because they were young. They didn't because of the injuries. They didn't for a multitude of different reasons, but they didn't do it. And so when people are saying, hey, maybe dial some of this back. It's great that y'all have this team camaraderie. It's great that you guys enjoy playing together, but dial it back. You don't need to be popping off in the media verbally. You don't need to be fine in the West. You don't need to be calling the best player on the opposing team and one of the top 5 best players in the NBA at the time. You don't need to be calling them old, right? You don't need to be poking that bear like that. Leave that alone. Just go out there and hoop. When people are telling you that and you do the opposite, like that, these are the ramifications of that. People are telling you don't do that in 2022, 2023, because they know what happens if you start losing. When the losing comes back, we know what's going to happen. And we didn't want that to happen. We wanted to warn and prevent some of what transpired here from transpiring. Could have done that a bit more had you have dialed some of that back. I understand that you got to have your edge. I understand that that's what y'all were doing when it was fun. And hey, listen, man, at a certain point, again, as an older person, you kind of wash your hands of the younger person and say, hey, good luck, because I know what's coming. And we're going to find out if you can handle it. Wish everybody affiliated with that Grizzlies team, that Grizzlies run, which was incredible. Wish them all the best in their future endeavors. But to me, when I read that, it was like, yeah, no kidding. No kidding. 25, 26-year-old Jaren has these sort of reflective thoughts now. I bet all of them do, because they're older now. The frontal cortex has damn near fully developed at that point. 21, 22-year-olds, it's not all the way developed. Now it's developed and it's like, oh yeah, we probably could have done that a bit differently.
That is a very unk response from you.
Very much so.
Very much so. I will echo the portion of, yeah, you have to go through it to learn it, and that cortex forms, and you have a better idea of the struggles of life and maturity and everything, not just in basketball, but even Jaren talked about just like growing up as men, like as people. I'll take something that my mom told me once upon a time when I was going through struggles of my own in my like mid-20s, and she said, listen, the hard days are gonna be there, but when you're having fun, enjoy it. Soak up every second of it. You never get to be this age again. And you never know when the hard days are coming, so you might as well enjoy the ones that feel really good. I never had an issue I know everyone else did because you get cocky and you get the light on you.
Everyone else didn't. Everyone else didn't.
I know. Not
Like,
everybody, but there were.
It was a healthy split.
Sure.
Max, it could have been 55-45 one way or the other, but like everybody's different as it pertains to that.
I'm like, enjoy. Like life is short. Like not to get real deep, but like you could die tomorrow.
I understand. I understand that. I understand that. You want to enjoy it, but the enjoyment comes in the completion of the task, and the task is winning a championship.
You know what?
That's,
I think that's
where the
perfect
enjoyment comes from.
I wasn't going to get into this early, but I think it's perfect. Alyssa Liu could not wipe the smile off her face yesterday, but that was before she won the gold medal. Like, the story of Alyssa Liu just impresses the hell out of me, because this is somebody who put all of her focus on what you're talking about, on achieving the goal, on completing the goal, completing the mission. And in sports, it's winning something big. It's winning something meaningful. And that pressure became such a cooker for her. She was a prodigy. She won a U.S. championship at like 12, was the first to complete certain skills on the international stage, goes to the Olympics in Beijing. And at 16 years old, she's like, I'm out. No warning. She posts on Instagram, hey, I'm retiring. I'm done with this. Because it wasn't bringing her any joy anymore. Like, the joy had been totally zapped out of the sport for her, something that she loved so much. And so she steps away for 2 years. And one day she gets back on the ice, not with the intention of returning to being a professional figure skater, but with the intention of just trying to skate again. And she enjoyed it, and she's still good at it. And next thing she knew, like, she's back on the path towards being a figure skater. And it was finding just the joy in the sport and the joy in those moments. And so she goes to the Olympics this year, and I don't think she went to the Olympics. Of course, you have the wide goal. You're a professional. You're a competitor. It would be awesome to win a gold medal, but that's not what it was about for her. And you saw it in all of her actions around the competition. And then she gets on that ice and she she skates with a freeness that is just, it's almost inexplicable. Like, you're watching her in that gold sparkly dress and she's dancing to Donna Summer, and you're like, she's having fun. She's having the time of her life. And in that case, it pays off because she puts on one of the greatest skates of her life and gets to win a gold medal at the end of it. But I think if like it boiled down, it didn't really matter for that. Like, she had to find the joy in the in-between, because if you're so focused on the goal of completion, you're always going to end up devastated.
No, because you find the joy in the steps that you took to get to the completion.
But some of those
like you find some of those steps require you to pop off in the media. Some of those steps require like that type stuff, right? Like
those are very specific. But I meant the dancing. I meant the mob interviews. I meant the building on the energy.
Mob interviews after wins, fine. The dancing in the hallway pregame, for me. And again, this is where everybody's gonna differ. Not everybody, but where I differ from some and where some differ from me. Hey, pregame, all that dancing and stuff, man, leave that at home. Get in here and let's go to work. Because at the end of the day, when you lose, you're not gonna feel like dancing, right? It's silly. It's silly when you lose. Yeah. When you win, like, okay, everybody can win. That feels rather, everybody can dance when they're winning. That feels front runnery to me.
Yeah.
Everybody's braggadocious and bold and confident when they're winning. When you lose, what are you? Are you sulking out of the arena, hiding from media members and moving in a way that's like, oh, this person feels like a front runner to me, right? And that's some of what was transpiring. And that's something that I think everybody, once they get older, looks back on and say, hey, I could have handled that situation a bit differently. I could have done a bit.
I agree with that.
Bit less of the talking and chirping and more of the actual playing. The thing that gives the true joy should be the playing of the game, not the popping off at the mouth, not the being confident, puffing your chest out when things are going well. I think that's where I am. So I hear what you're saying about, skating for the love of the game and coming back with that love and that joy. And it's an incredible story. But correct me if I'm wrong. It's not like she left because she was failing. She didn't leave because she felt like the media was being unfair to her because she had popped off and said, hey, at 13, I'm the greatest figure skater in the world. Everybody bow down to me. She stepped away because it was no longer joyful, and she comes back. She has that joy, and in winning the gold, it's not like she was, ha, see, I told you so, or ha, I'm the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
No, there's a way to go about handling success, and that's what young adults have to learn.
Yes.
How to go about handling both of them.
Both success and
of them.
failure.
But success is what we're talking about right now. How do you handle that in those moments that make when failure comes a bit easier for you to deal with?
And they had to learn. And now we're at a place where
this is a hard lesson to learn.
It
man.
is.
And you hate
people
when
get it in a variety of
you
ways.
hate when people have to learn this way. But everybody, for the most part, has to learn this way. My father is in the chat like, hey, you don't know. I stopped talking to your brother for like 2 years because he did not want to listen. It's like, all right, you got to learn. I got a buddy of mine whose kid is in college, freshman year. She's like, yo, I'm done talking to him. I'm done. He'll learn. I'll love him forever. Yeah. But he's got to learn this the hard way. I tried to warn him. I tried to tell him. He get out here and he mess up. It's on him now. And whatever ramifications, whatever consequences that come, that is on him. We can try and prevent those from coming. It's all coming from a place of love. I know sometimes it seems like, hey, why are you always beating on blah, 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 blah. No, it's because I know. We know because we're older. We're wiser. Not necessarily smarter. We're just wiser because we've made these mistakes. We've seen people make these mistakes. Hey, if you don't do it a bit differently, it's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end the way that you want it to.
And I think my piece of it is less on handling the success and more just the natural understanding of how to deal with failure, how to deal with disappointments, how to deal with the massive stuff that this team started to have to go to after the best of times and the injuries and even coming off the jaw suspension that season that led to the insane injuries. And as I looked at the injury report for last night's game, I was like, oh, I was built in the fire of that season. I know what a long injury report looks like. This is child's play for now. Grizzlies Jazz tonight. Out for the Grizzlies, Santi Aldama, KCP, who was out for the season, by the way, after a successful pinky surgery yesterday. Brandon Clark, Cedric Coward, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, John Morant, Scottie Pippen Jr., Walter Clayton is doubtful out for the Jazz, Jaren Jackson Jr., Keontae George, Yusuf Nurkic, and Walker Kessler. We will take a quick break. Lang Whitaker is going to join us on the other side. We'll get his take on Jaren's goodbye letter to Memphis, what the Grizzlies and the Jazz will be putting on the court tonight. And Lang's been watching a lot of college basketball too, so we'll talk about some of the prospects. Huge college basketball weekend ahead. We get the 4 top-ranked teams in college basketball all playing on the same day, which is a rarity. We'll get into all that and more with Lang on the other side.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Start. Welcome back. It is Friday. Lane Whitaker joins us in studio. You have the cool Lunar New Year Grizzlies hoodie that I really want.
There's a random story behind this.
Okay.
That these are for sale Monday night at the game in the Grizz Den. These are the item of the game. There's this hoodie, and there's also a gray T-shirt with the same Boba Grizz logo. Some of the guys from Sneak Fest asked me about this shirt because do you remember like last year there was pictures of like Zach Edey and some of the Grizzlies wearing the shirt.
Yes.
I think Yuki had one on too last year. And some of the guys were asking about it, and those guys all got it in Toronto from a guy who blah blah blah. Long story. There's a guy from this place in Toronto called the Asian Roots Collective who used to write for Slam.
Okay.
And I knew him 20 years ago when I went to Toronto for the first time. He took me to Chinatown and we had chicken feet.
Okay.
At like an authentic old Chinese restaurant. He has this thing in Toronto now called the Asian Roots Collective. They collaborated with the NBA to do a Vancouver Grizzlies shirt. Got it to Zach Edey and some of those guys. Long story short, I connected them with our department. So we have the Lunar New Year game on Monday night here against the Kings. This is going to be the item of the game Monday night. And this one's different than the one those guys had. That one said Vancouver Grizzlies. This says Memphis Grizzlies. Apparently.
I love it. I need to get myself one of them. We do have a Grizzlies game tonight, Lang. It's been a minute.
No, we don't.
It's been forever.
Come on, we don't have a game tonight.
We do. The Jazz are in town. Do we have a game?
Do we have a game?
Is it a game?
It's like the meme
Are we
of the guy
calling
who's
it a
like,
game?
FC and the financier? That's what I feel like. Yeah.
The game? The game between the Grizzlies and the
Grizzlies
Jazz?
have a game? We haven't had a game in months.
We have not had a game in months. Times have been tough for this team.
When we have had games?
Yes, on the road leading up to the All-Star break. As
Luckily,
we've
met our match tonight.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, there are no Sacramento Kings who have lost 15 straight games.
Yeah.
Just a one-game losing streak, a meager one-game losing streak for the Jazz. They have lost 7 of their last 10. They're obviously without Jaren, so that takes away the, I wouldn't call it excitement.
Do we think
Jaren's
is he going to be here tonight?
I don't know. I was wondering that.
I mean, my guess is like they've had the last week off for All-Star, right?
Yeah.
He probably was here like packing up, doing stuff, you know, whatever, taking care of things here. So, I mean, maybe he's here, but then there was a whole thing about
he had to have the surgery.
But maybe he hasn't had it yet. Like maybe they're just going to schedule it.
I thought he had successful surgery.
Okay,
you know,
if he has,
you get the notification.
Yeah, maybe he had it here. Who knows? But
right.
I mean, maybe my guess would be maybe he'd be here just on the bench and, you know, saying hi to people and stuff. And that way, like, you kind of take the sting out of next year, like when he would actually play here for the first time, like he could be like, oh, he was here. So I don't know. I'm wondering if he'll be here.
Well, we'll see if he's here. I'm assuming you read the Players Tribune piece.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the Players Tribune still can't write in the voice of the actual athletes. There was a lot of great sentiment in there.
I thought this one was one of the better ones that at least tonally gave
that
like
is not
the
how Jaren
ha-has
talks.
and the Love
You've
Island
heard
reference.
Jaren, yeah.
Yes.
There was things in there. Clearly, Jaren talked to the ghostwriter. I know about they have ghostwriters because they tried to hire me to be a ghostwriter for the Players Tribune 15 years ago.
New job unlocked that I'd be so intrigued by.
Well, I was like, I told the guy who like interviewed me, I was like, why would I've spent like my whole career making a name for myself.
Why would
now,
I be a ghostwriter?
Yeah, why do I want to not have my name be on things that I work on?
If somebody paid me enough money, I'd love to be a ghostwriter.
I would do it like alongside other stuff.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, so I just thought like that didn't sound, you've talked to Jaren 100 times. Like you've interviewed him. That didn't read like the way Jaren talks.
No.
There were things in there clearly he talked, like he loves Love Island and it mentioned Love Island in the story, but that was like, all right, Jaren clearly.
But do you write in the same voice that you speak?
I try not to.
Because I don't either. So maybe he did write it.
But it does sound like you.
A little bit?
Yeah, when you write, it's your voice. It's like how you communicate.
I mean, that's how they teach you in school. Use your voice. Voice is one of the, I don't know, literary terms that you'll define and then figure out how to write
When
towards.
I wrote for Slam, I ghost wrote the diary, the rookie diary, the NBA rookie diary, every issue. So I would talk every month to Carmelo Anthony, Kyle Lowry, all the different like rookie Drew Gooden, all the different guys, and then try to write it in their voice every issue. And I got pretty good at it. Like, cause you would, I just tried to make it not like I would speak, but that thing didn't really read like Jaren to me.
We were talking about it in the last segment from just like the lessons learned, the idea of thinking the winning would continue. But I mentioned another phrase that I thought was interesting, or sentencing, I guess, where he talks about how they were trying to do it for Memphis and like building off of the group before them. And it made me just question what, as we look forward to this next period. When I moved here in 2016, it was like fresh at the very end of grit and grind. One last playoff series, the take that for data, all of that. But there was such a synergy still. Like this team and this city have at times been like a one heartbeat type situation. And now, because of the injuries the last few years, and it's just been an odd couple of years, right? Like let's just call it what it is. So I look forward to seeing how the next iteration
I think it
I know what you're
saying.
with the city.
I think it comes and goes, right? Like it's not a constant. When I got hired a year after that, 2017, I took the job. I was living in New York City. We started talking about, all right, when are you going to move down, blah, blah, blah. And like 2 days after I took the job, before I got here, they fired David Fizdale. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. And then I moved down, and that was kind of the start of the whole like end of the grit and grind, right? Mike and Mark were still on the team. But then like by the end of that year was when they traded Mark to Toronto. The next year, Mike gets traded. So it all started kind of falling apart. But then I was here when we drafted Jaren, when we drafted Ja, when they added all those guys, Bane, Dylan, all those guys started became a thing. And it became like you said, synergy. Like it felt like something was happening here. But it's also like I saw so many people yesterday like talking about the Jaren article and like he's gone. It's but it's not like they broke up the '86 Bulls. Like this is like a team that won one playoff series,
right?
And at some point you got to move on. And I get it.
I think that's representative. You bring up a really good point because they didn't win.
No,
they won one playoff series.
They won some regular season games. It was fun.
But the feeling felt bigger than that. And I don't know if it's because of the rush of excitement that comes when a rebuilding period, as CJ and I have talked about, that was supposed to take longer. You have that moment, that Jay Crowder game-winning shot that Jaren mentions in the piece, and you're like, oh, maybe the pain isn't going to be here for so long. And you're just so ecstatic about that potential. And it helps that like the electricity of Ja, he was a supercharger, like when he's on the court, there's something that kind of almost like an electricity that surges throughout a building because you just never knew what was going to happen. So it wasn't always about the winning itself. It was almost just like the feeling that you had watching that team.
You used two words that were interesting there. One was the potential. because like that's what you're rooting for, right? Like as a sports fan, like you're in it just for the potential of your team. You go through all the crap because you know like there's a chance we're going to have something good here. Like there's a chance I'm going to be able to be like, oh, my team, we did it. Like look at Thunder fans. Like they went through the crap for years, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we actually built the best team in the league, and we built a sustainable thing, and it's going to be fun to root for the next decade. As a Grizzlies fan, you're like, we went through the grit and grind time. Now we're going to try to do something else. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. So the potential is kind of what you're rooting for. But then with Ja, you said like, you know, when he's on the court, he's a supercharger, but it's the when he's on the court thing. And when he's been on the court, yes, unbelievable. It's been fun to watch. Like there's so many good times. But I think eventually, like the when he's not on the court has outweighed the when he's on the court. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever read Hanif Abdurraqib's "There's Always This Year"?
No.
On basketball.
No.
He's written a couple.
A year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one specifically on like he's from Cleveland and talking about LeBron and the Cavs. And I love the title of "There's Always This Year" because the cliche is, well, there's always next year. Yeah. But no, sports is the belief of every season you go into. I was talking to a fan this week, and they were like, "Yeah, rationally, I looked at this thing and I figured it could be rocky, but I still thought
it's more Bullwinkle.
It could be a really fun year."
You always think
because
that.
you trick yourself. That's fandom. That's the beauty of it.
I'm a Georgia guy. Like I had no idea Georgia was going to win back-to-back titles in college football, right? Like we go into those seasons, you're like, oh, you know, maybe we'll go 10-2, maybe we'll have a 9-3, but you know, your wildest dreams, you think maybe we'll finish 10-2, 11-1. You don't think you're going to win a championship, and then you don't think it's going to happen again. Right. And that's why like you spend your whole life rooting for a team or a franchise so you can have that moment. I went and got a haircut yesterday, and a woman in the place was like, "Hey, you got back to the games this weekend?" I was like, "Yeah," and she goes, "You know, there's still time to turn it around." And I was like, I don't think.
How do you answer that at this point? Because I've had that experience too, and I just go,
well, you could just say yes.
Well,
there is, I mean, technically, sure.
You're right, technically.
Because we are still like what, right out of the play-in
games.
Yeah, like we're. I mean, who knows? Maybe this team wins 15 in a row.
My like go-to is you don't want to turn it around. You know, at this point, and that's where a game like tonight, and you look up and down the schedule. CJ and I did this exercise before the All-Star break because, you know, we're just talking about this team's aspirations the rest of the way. And she's like, well, it's not going to be hard to lose games. Like when you look at the roster that is currently constructed, and we're going through, and it's like, you know what? It might be hard to lose games at times. I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot.
The Jazz tonight, the Kings.
Right.
I mean, the Heat
the
lost.
Mavs,
the Heat
Pacers.
lost to the Jazz the other night
right.
when the Jazz benched all those guys. I mean, the Heat gave the tanking plausible deniability by losing to them. So there's a lot of teams that we're going to play the next, month and a half that I would also, I mean, how do we say this gently? Winning doesn't seem to be their number one priority at the moment. So maybe we do win some.
It's quite literally the season of, it's not about if you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
Well, then you get to the discussion of like, are you tempting the basketball gods by benching your starters down the
basketball
stretch?
gods? The Wizards benched their starters down the stretch and still won last
night.
Like
the Suns owner came out yesterday and said tanking's for losers. You saw that?
I did see that. He would hate this game.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel though like there's some truth to what he said, which is like you don't ever want to like condone losing, and you don't want to teach your players to lose.
I agree, because culturally that's a bad place to get to. So there is it's a very fine balance.
Like think about like if you're a player on the court or if you're one of those coaches, like you don't want to lose.
Absolutely not.
Like you want to win. Like every single game you want to win.
I appreciated the last thing to reference from Jaren's when he was going through all of the thank yous. Obviously he talked a lot about Taylor Jenkins, talked about his teammates, talked about Eric Schmidt, talked about Darko, talked about JB. He did mention Tomas Isolo, and he's only played for him as a head coach for 1 year, and obviously Tomas was here as an assistant last year. But he said he cares about winning, and you want a coach like that. And that struck out to me because he does care about, like, of course he cares about winning. And it's one of those things where it's almost against the instinct of the people that are out there. And that's where tanking gets,
all these guys,
the T-word. I try not to
all these guys, like Coach Isolo, Eric Schmidt, all these guys, the assistants, like, they're going to get judged at some point on their wins and losses that are attached to their name. And they might not be here 10 years from now. It might be somewhere else. And somebody's going to just look at a number on a Wikipedia and be like, oh, man, this guy's 10 and 20 or whatever. Like, So like they want to win. The players are the same way. Like when they're like, oh, they're trying to tank or whatever. Like you think at the end of the game, like, you know, whoever.
Instinct takes over.
Yeah. Javon Small's not trying to score. Like those guys they want to win.
That Jazz win before the All-Star break, I guess it was, where Bryce Sensabaugh hits the three, and everyone's like, he missed the memo. They did come out yesterday with the report that Adam Silver has informed the league's 30 general managers that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season.
There's a lot of these.
Stakeholders have intensified dialogue about combating tanking. Here are some of them, some of the options.
There's like 20.
Well, these are the ones that we have. First-round picks can be protected, only top 4 or top 14 plus. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. No longer allowing a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Teams can't pick top 4 the year after making conference finals. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams. Flattened odds for all lottery teams. Do any of those stand out to you as a fix?
The two things I would try to do immediately is, number one, you get rid of the pick protections. Because like I feel like if you're going to trade a pick, you trade a pick. Like saying like, we'll trade you this pick unless it's 1 through 4 or 20 through 30 or whatever. Like, no, if you're going to trade a pick, you trade a pick. All right? That's number one. And then number two, the thing about I would honestly like just get rid of the lottery, because then it becomes.
As long as you have a lottery, like it doesn't matter if you flatten odds, it doesn't matter if you put the stipulations in.
And also like the whole thing about like you can't pick in the top 5 back-to-back years. That's mainly because of a team like Dallas last year who didn't have the worst record, who ends up with the number 1 pick. If you want to have the number 1 pick, you got to be bad, and you're going to have to go through it for multiple years, and you're going to have to put your fans through it for a few years. So I say get rid of the lottery. If you're going to do all that, get rid of the lottery. The way the NFL does it, like if you're the worst team, you get the first pick, and you can't kind of like half tank it and then get the number 1 pick, like, because that kind of goes against all this stuff. Like if you're going to be bad, you got to be bad, and you're going to have to like live with that decision of being bad, and maybe you don't get out of it after a year.
I know that you have been heavily invested, like many of us, in college basketball.
Oh, I thought you were
perhaps
gonna say
a
the
little
Winter
earlier.
Olympics.
And then I know you've been invested in that
Love
too,
the
as
Winter
have I.
You're an Olympian.
I have found joy in
some
2
ways.
things.
Costa Rica.
I found
and what else?
Okay, 3 things: Costa Rica, Pura Vida, the Winter Olympics, and college basketball. Like I was reading your newsletter this morning.
Thank you.
Sign up for the Grind City Media
right.
newsletter. You can get it
Another
every
fine Grind City
now
Media
and then.
subsidiary.
Is there an official rollout?
Yeah,
I mean,
every
it comes
Tuesday
every
and Friday.
Every Friday. I knew it was
And
every
Tuesday.
Friday, but I didn't know it was every Tuesday. So every Tuesday and Friday. But you were reflecting on like your own experience in being a college basketball fan. You went to a Georgia Tech game.
Yeah, as
You
a
were a
kid.
college basketball, watcher, supporter, enjoyer,
Yeah.
and then at some point you shifted more into the NBA focus. And I've had a similar experience. I mean, my whole life revolved around college sports. Like the opportunity, our family vacations, our yearly family vacation was to the Final Four. So naturally, I was going to be incredibly invested in that, and being a ball girl and having that incredible opportunity. And at some point, and I think it's when I started dating Chris, he was more of an NBA fan, and he would make snide comments about college basketball. He's a Syracuse fan, so when they were good and winning, he's front running on the Q's bandwagon.
Loves 2-3
but other
zone.
than that, he's not just watching college basketball, and he knows, it's a far superior product to watch the NBA. And then I moved to Memphis, and then the Grizzlies become such a big part of my life.
Sure.
And I find myself drifting away. My dad retires. We stopped going to the Final Four as family vacations, and I find myself watching more NBA than college. And I think I have fallen back in love with watching college basketball. And it's just been, I don't know, like you said in your newsletter, if like the product has gotten better.
I think that's a big part of it, is the quality of it. Like, because do the math, right? Like for the last 15, 20 years, when I was like more into the NBA, you turn on a college game, there might be one guy in that game who's good enough to play in the NBA. Maybe one, maybe none in a lot of these games you watch. Like so you're watching a lot of guys who are okay at basketball, and college there'd be lots of turnovers, sloppiness. Like it was just athleticism was like the deal. So I would watch it and say like, oh, okay, this is fine. But I like the NBA because it's like the best of the best.
Sure.
And from that standpoint, that's kind of why I gravitated toward the NBA. But I think also like so many of these kids now like have trainers in high school, and they like, I was watching that Alabama-Arkansas game the other night, and yes, it was incredible to watch Acuff go off like that, but it was like watching an NBA game. They were just playing pick and roll. They were looking for mismatches. Like they were like having guys spot up in the deep corners for Alabama. Like I think also like sort of the trickle down of that is that the coaches, all that stuff have like, you don't have Jim Boeheim running a 2-3 zone anymore at Syracuse and they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
Like now you have to play man-to-man. You have to pick up full court. You see all the the buckyball at Texas A&M. Like they're guys who are playing hard, athletic, smart basketball in a way I think that wasn't really there in college. I mean, I'm generally speaking, the last couple decades. So like I've found myself watching more. Also because Gary Parrish and I now do the draft board breakdown show. Like it's coming back. I've been trying to like sort of watch the college guys and get an idea for them so I can do the Mel Kiper again for our draft show.
Well, you have an exciting Saturday ahead, a busy Saturday ahead. Arizona, Houston, 2 o'clock tomorrow, and then Michigan, Duke at 5:30. It's only the third time that we've ever had in the regular season the AP polls top 4 teams all facing each other on the same day. So that's exciting. What do you most look forward to? Or I guess I'll open it up.
All right.
Is your favorite player thus far on any of those 4 teams?
I like DeBanza a lot.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that he's my favorite though. Like I've found watching all these guys, like all of them have some sort of flaw, like some fatal flaw, and I don't know if it's like correctable at the next level. Like DeBanza's so smooth offensively, gets to the rim, can shoot, all that stuff. Watch him on defense. Like he's just kind of there. Like he's not really that into it. Like Acuff's an incredible scorer.
Like, oh, he's small.
Yeah, he's little, and I don't know like how well he can like run an offense. I saw him make the right pass and make the right reads a couple times the other night in that Alabama game. Come off a screen, find the guy in the corner, that kind of stuff, which made me feel all right. Defensively, is he going to get picked on? Maybe not. Like Scottie Pippen, it shows it's about effort more than it is about size. But like, so each of these guys, I find questions. Cam Boozer, like I wonder like about his athleticism a little bit. Maybe it won't matter, but he kind of reminds me of his dad in that like he's got size, he's skilled, very skilled, but he's not the most athletic guy on the court. Maybe it doesn't matter. So I think all those guys, I watch them and I'm like, I mean, the guy who's clearly the best specimen is Darren Peterson.
Right, but then he has his own.
Yeah, there's his old thing that's kind of like, that's a reminder there is a God because he's got his own issues. So like each of these guys has like a flag in some way or another on them when I watch them play. So I don't know who my favorite is. I like watching Arkansas play only because like Acuff's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But all those other teams, like I haven't really watched a lot of Michigan. I want to watch the game Saturday. I know it's CJ's squad. But they're the team that I think like, are they the favorite right now to win the tournament?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I give you one that's not like lottery?
Mm-hmm.
What's the dude's name from Duke? Gongba?
Yeah.
The big from Duke. He is somebody who when I see is like, oh, I know exactly what that looks like in the NBA. That's just a big physical rebounding screen setting dude right there. That's Steven Adams. That's somebody I see him play and it's like, oh, that's going to translate immediately. He's not going to fill up a box score the way that some of the guys y'all mentioned are, and that's why he's probably not going to be a lottery pick. But whoever's going to end up with him in the later parts of the first round, somebody might be willing to trade back into the first round to get him. They're going to get somebody. I'm excited to see what he's able to do against Michigan and what he and Boozer are able to do against that front court, because Michigan's front court is so dynamic. They got 7'4" Mara running out there. They've got Johnson Jr. running around out there leading the NCAA at one point in time. I think he still is in field goal percentage, and then you throw into it, Yaxel is out there as well. This is going to be a really, really fun battle of front courts. I look forward to seeing it.
I was telling them on Odds Couple yesterday, the guy in that Alabama-Arkansas game, the guy who I loved watching was Billy Richmond Jr., because he's, like CJ said, doesn't fill up your stat sheet.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of guy, he's crazy athletic. He really cares on defense. If he can shoot, like that's the 3-and-D wing you're looking for in the NBA, you know, like because he can kind of reminds
really
me
nice
of
passes.
Not quite as good as a VJ Edgecombe, but that sort of like mold of a player. I love finding those type of guys and watching these college games and finding guys who you think are going to translate to this level.
That's like the energy guys.
Yeah.
That's how he feels to me.
Just play hard,
which is
like,
entirely complimentary.
Yeah.
You need energy
You
guys
need those
to
guys.
make a team go.
Like, you don't draft them in the lottery, but they get drafted.
Right. Lang, thanks for
Yeah.
joining us. I'll
See
see
you
you
tonight.
tonight on
Yeah.
the
warm-up show.
I almost called it the pre-wine.
How was your trip, by the way? It was good?
It's incredible.
Yeah, Costa Rica is amazing.
It was really special. I was telling CJ before the show today, it's been really hard to get back into the swing of things, which is normal coming off of a vacation, of course. But more than anywhere, it's not like Chris and I have never been to nature-based spots. This one felt so remote and so unique in a way that it almost like altered my brain, where being back in the hustle culture, I feel a step behind.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard
Memphis
to
hustle culture.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like really hard to multitask and to go from task to task to task to task. Like I'm like a little Energizer bunny trying to do 1,000 things in a day, and I find myself feeling just like a little beat off of everything. But it was beautiful.
We were in Costa Rica for a week this summer, and I had never been. And I told my wife at the airport, I was like, somebody made the very clear decision to like market Costa Rica as like this outdoor adventure land type place. Like they deserve an award. Like they nailed it. Like this is exactly how you should talk about this place and talk about, and the cool part is you guys were at like the beach area, right?
Yeah,
like,
we were really remote. Like in terms of, there's so much tourism in Costa Rica, and I'm not saying that there's not tourism on the Caribbean side by any means, or the Caribbean. Tomato. But it does feel much more like in line with the community experience there. They don't have the infrastructure to have the kind of tourism that exists in other parts of the countries right now. I mean, up until 10 years ago, they didn't have roads for cars. So everyone got around by bike or walking or horseback, we were told. And tuk-tuks everywhere. And so it does feel more of a, like you become a part of their world. There's not a lot of stuff that's catered to you.
We were in a little town not far from there where you guys were called Limon.
Oh, yeah,
which is
yeah.
right up the road.
We went through it.
So but we also spent part of the time in the middle of the country where the volcanoes are.
Okay.
Which is like it's like you're in a totally different world. It was super cool. Anyway.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. A little more Olympics talk on the other side of the Memphis Tigers. We talked about some good college basketball. Oh, it was a bad one for the Tigers last night in Tampa. We'll get into Penny Hardaway's comments from last night's game when we come back.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey Grind City, got uninvited house guests? When it comes to bugs, we don't bluff. We Terminex it. Don't let a pest problem spin out of control. Our pest-free 365 Plus plan protects against up to 39 different kinds of pests. Even better, Grizz fans can take $50 off by visiting Terminex.com and enter code SAVE50. Terms apply. With more than 95 years of experience squashing pest issues big and small, we're set to square off against the toughest bugs out there.
How are you able to release and have an instrumental song become a huge deal?
And I forget who the disc jockey was, but he put the wrong side on. He put the Green Onions by mistake and played the B side instead of the A side.
No!
And that's when the change happened. These people started to call the station and say, play that song again.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. The Memphis Tigers lost to South Florida last night by 21 points. I told Chris, I said, Memphis lost. He said, by how many? I said, 21. He goes, oh, that's a lot. 87-66, the final in Tampa. It was never a game. CJ, what if I told you Memphis missed 19 straight shots at one point in the first half?
I'd be shocked.
19 straight.
I'd be shocked that they got 19 shots up without turning the ball over.
Oh.
Did they turn the ball over in between there, or were they able to, in 19 straight possessions, get shots up?
I don't know the answer.
Okay, because if you're telling me they were able to get 19 straight shots up, I tell you that was a big improvement because they didn't turn the ball over. That's what I tell you.
Let's see. Let's look.
Let's see. Let's look at the go to the game.
I'm right there.
The
right
game,
there.
not summary, but the play by play. No
Appears
turnovers.
To be 19 no, I'm just looking at the shots reference.
Okay.
So.
All right.
ESPN changed to their.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kind of bugging me if we're being honest, but I don't want to be the person who complains about.
Well, listen, man.
How they have their thing.
We got used to doing it one way. Why are you changing that on us?
It's just like you have to scroll so much now instead of the compactness where I could just see
it all at once.
And I appreciate the details.
Don't need all of those.
In this game, I don't need all the details. No. I need 19 straight misses, down by 16.5, never a game, loses to South Florida. Memphis now 12-14, 15th in the American. Not 15th, oh my God. Can you imagine if there were 15 schools in the American? 5th in the American.
Are there not 15 schools in the American?
No, that sounds like far too many.
Far too many?
Yeah.
That sounds like maybe
1, 2, 3,
too
4,
many.
5, 6, 7,
They got to be at 13,
10,
14.
11, 12. 13. So too many.
Okay, so, all right.
A smidge too many.
Just a smidgen.
Penny Hardaway spoke after the game, and he got choked up. We have the video from, I believe, courtesy Jason Munns over at the Commercial Appeal. Here is Penny Hardaway following last night's loss to South Florida.
So much emotion from you tonight during that game. It's very obvious.
I wanted that game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just... I just wanted the game.
I was going to ask how you keep from losing it when things are going the way they have been.
I'm just going to keep riding with my guys and believing in God. That's what I'm going to do. It's tough because we've never been here, but it's not impossible.
Thanks, Coach.
One, that video breaks my heart. And two, that video is the perfect representation of why nobody enjoys having conversations about Memphis basketball right now. Because he cares so much. Like, Penny is Memphis. Nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody wants to talk about a potential change that might have to happen at the University of Memphis because things are down very bad in this moment. Because of that, like, he cares. He's emotional. This is hurting him, just like it's hurting all of the fans and it's hurting the city because everybody wants this team to be good and everybody had this massive dream that it was going to be. Can you imagine if Penny Hardaway is the coach at the University of Memphis and takes them to the promised land of the Final Four and, God forbid, a national championship, and now you're watching Penny following a 21-point loss to South Florida on a Thursday night in February, choked up to the point of nearly not being able to talk about it. And it just hurt. And I know this season has been a massive disappointment. And it gets to the point where there's not a whole lot more to say, but it has been a disappointment. And he is clearly as disappointed as everybody else.
Yeah, man. And you, on one hand, you hate to see it. On the other hand, it's like, oh, okay. It's not because that one doesn't. It's not because the head of the snake doesn't care. It's not because the head of the snake isn't invested. It can be real easy for somebody in that position to look around and say, hey, I made my money. I'm doing this out of truly we talked about it, the love for the game. I don't need this job. It would be real easy for him to sit down, take that question from Munz, excellent question, excellent follow-up as well from Munz, and be an asshole about it. Want to fight the media, bicker back and forth with the media about it. It could be real easy for that type of interaction to go in a less than desirable sort of a way where he's throwing everybody affiliated with the program under the bus. You know, we would be better off if we had more money, or if we could get more of an NIL deal, or if this player did this, or if that player did that. The players are to blame. They don't deserve to wear my jerseys. Blah, 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 right? Like, it'd be real easy for him to get away with doing that, not get away with, but to approach that question in that sort of a way. But no, instead, like, you see the hurt in him. Like, it hurts him this season as a competitor, as a coach, as somebody who loves the University of Memphis and loves the city of Memphis. It's hard for him also. That moment, like, you know, makes me like, oh, give him one more. Like, let's see. Let's just see if he can like that type of a moment there is, if there is a way, that guy could find the way out of this particular situation. Now, is it true? Maybe not, but he cares, and that's what makes, like you said, it so hard to talk about the state of Memphis basketball right now, because that's a legend, and that's somebody who honestly is doing it just because he cares. And for them to be what they are this season is disheartening, man.
Yeah. All right. I think yesterday was my favorite day of the Olympics so far, in far different energy. Because figure skating didn't make me cry. Sad tears. Only happy tears. It didn't emotionally wreck my soul. Yesterday could have been like the most painful day of Olympic viewing. It was just, those two things happened so quickly. And the two things being Alyssa Liu, who we talked about earlier in the show, winning gold medal. First woman to win in figure skating for the U.S. in 20 years. So that was something that had not happened. First woman to win a gold medal since 2002. So it's been a minute. It was beautiful. It was wonderful it had happened. You also had Amber Glenn, who had her moment of missing that trick that ultimately led her to falling to 13th after the first round. She came back, nailed her performance, was able to hang around in the top spot for a significant time period yesterday, even though she started the day in 13th. And she had like her redemption moment, so that all felt good. And then watching that U.S. women's hockey game, like we talked about it yesterday, U.S. women's hockey, they're beating the hell out of everyone. They're heavily favored over Canada going into this game. At that point, they'd beaten Canada 7 straight times. And then they're down 1-0 for most of the game. Like, Canada scored that goal early in the second period, and USA is having to chase from behind. And you get to that 2:04 moment left in regulation, and it's Hillary Knight in what is supposed to be her last Olympics. She has said going into it, this is the last hurrah for her. This is it. This is the end. And she scores the goal off of a pass from Layla Edwards, who is the future. And the game's tied, and it's going to overtime. And then you get that game winner by Megan Keller. That was just a filthy goal. The little around the skater, goal scored. USA gets the gold medal, gets the win. USA hasn't lost a major international game since the 2024 World Championship gold medal game to Canada, and now they have won 8 straight against our rivals to the north. And over the last year, USA has outscored 84-15, has outscored opponents 84-15, 33-2 differential in this Olympics. It has been a dominant run for the women's hockey team. And I don't want to say it, CJ. I don't want to say it. I don't enjoy saying it. Women are saving this country. Women are saving this country in the Olympics.
Don't we see this every single Olympics? Not just
How many
winter,
times?
but summer as well, where it's, okay, we've got the medals, but it's really the women who are pulling this thing out.
If you think I'm just saying it based on the vibes, that would be wrong. I'm saying it based on the maths. Team USA has won 9 gold medals at these Olympics, which is one shy of the 10 that they had at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. That was their record. Women have won 6 of the 9 golds individually and helped win a 7th. You have Alyssa Liu, Michaela Schifrin, Breezy Johnson, Elizabeth Lemley in moguls, Elena Myers-Taylor in monobob, the Team USA women's hockey team, and the Team USA team figure skating. And the only American man to win an individual gold at these Olympics so far is Jordan Stoltz, the speed skater, who picked up a silver last night as well. Without women, where would Team USA be? In the stinker.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's almost like we invest in women's sports over here more than everybody else.
Care about women's sports. I hope everybody who cares so much about women's sports was watching that women's hockey game yesterday. I have someone in my life who's a big hockey fan. They love hockey. Well, I'll watch all the NHL games. They're so excited for the potential. They already have their alarm set for Sunday. They're like, I can't believe when USA and Canada face off. I'm like, whoa, slow your roll. They both got to get through their games today first.
Yeah.
Let's take a beat. But they're so excited. I said, did you watch the women win the gold medal? I said, oh, no, I didn't know that game was today. Oh, shucks. Drat. I swear I saw you post about protecting women's sports. I swear I saw that. I swear. Sorry.
From the dreaded trans villains.
Oh, gosh.
None of
I'm
them.
so sorry you couldn't take the time to watch your country's women's hockey team, who has been absolutely kicking nothing but ass.
You love, by the way.
You
love your country.
I cried. It was so awesome. They showed that picture of Hillary Knight and Layla Edwards when Edwards was at a hockey camp when she was a kid, and Hillary Knight was at the camp. And it's this picture of like childhood Edwards with Knight. And now the game-tying goal is a pass from one to the other. Can you imagine? That would be like me playing with Carmelo Anthony. I went to the Carmelo Anthony basketball camp. And what if he gave me a pass in a gold medal game? Because now we have multi-gendered teams.
Hey.
Is that too far?
Protect men's sports. Keep these women out of our sports, please. What are you talking about? You playing on the U.S. men's team with Carmelo Anthony?
That's crazy.
What?
That only happens in my dreams.
We signed some type of law to prevent that stuff from happening, didn't we?
That only happens in my dreams.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Anyway, they've been awesome. So shout out to the women. Because without them,
aren't they getting their own day on ESPN?
The dead. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really want to talk about it.
We're in it now. I just cracked a trans joke talking about keeping women, boys out of girls' sports or whatever. Like we're in it now, Jessica. We gotta talk about this.
I don't have a comment.
You sure?
ESPN plans to replace Sunday Night Baseball with Women's Sports Sundays, which I think is awesome.
Does it feel performative?
Yes.
Is that why you don't want to get into it?
It doesn't need a name.
Okay.
I understand you have to drive the attention and understand that it's the WNBA and NWSL, and in order for people to know that the games are there, or there has to be a marketing and a brand awareness and all of that. I totally get it. But I think you are setting yourself up, one, from like a performative standpoint, but two, you're putting that night now already under a microscope for the weirdos who love to dunk on the wokeification of sports and taking men out of sports. And like, here, look, ESPN used to be the place where it was for men. And this is where men could get sports coverage. And at the end of the day, like, you want men to appreciate women's sports. Like, I know we're joking, but you want the audience to grow. You want the care factor to be there. And I think when you do something like this, it just like fortifies how people already feel instead of creating some sort of avenues. You have to be creative with it. It's like forcing children to eat their broccoli. It's forcing men not to situate themselves in places of misogyny sometimes. And so if you're like, Women's Sports Sunday, that's like a giant neon sign for some people that's like, I hate this.
And you don't do it for the other sports.
Yes. You know,
So
it's like
you have
men's sports Monday.
Right? It's just Monday Night
just
Football.
Weird. I don't
It's just
like it.
It wasn't men's sports Sunday when it was MLB Sundays. It's
Also,
just,
what if there is
it's
no
just
WNBA season?
that league and then the day, or that event in the day, or the day in the event. It doesn't have to be girl power Sundays. You know, because that to my question, like it does feel a bit performative. And I enjoy watching the WNBA. When I find ways to watch the NWSL, I enjoy watching it. My wife is a big women's soccer fan, so it being on ESPN on Sundays where we can wake up, sit down, and know, hey, this game is coming on this channel at this time without having to take the steps to look it up and try and find it. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I think last year's NWSL season, some of the games might have been on Ion. Maybe that was 2 years ago. They had some games on Amazon Prime, if I remember correctly, as well. But it's different because ESPN say whatever we want to about it. It's still the worldwide leader in sports. If your sport league is on there, everybody knows, hey, I can tune in to watch it here because we're just conditioned to tune in to ESPN for sports coverage. So for that to be there on Sundays, that league in particular, NWSL, that's huge. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Just call it NWSL Sundays, Sunday soccer or Sunday basketball. Like, let's find a different way to do it. Don't girl power it up, man. It's all right.
Thank you. You don't always have to be a CEO. Sometimes you can just be a woman.
We are, but 8 days away, Jessica.
Shut up.
But 8 days away from recognizing all the overachievers.
I forgot your Black History Friday treat.
Oh, what is it?
I'll save it for Monday.
Is it a shirt made out of 100% cotton? Because that would be a little on the nose.
No.
Okay.
It's a nice one.
I like cotton T-shirts. What are you talking
about? 100% cotton feels, woo, nothing. I don't know. What's your favorite T-shirt feel? Or what's your favorite fabric is what I should say. Like, do you enjoy wearing silk?
Silk is the one.
There's like nothing better.
Silk is the one.
Like it just touches your skin and you're like, ooh, this is
take
special.
That back. Silk is up there. Suede.
I
love me some suede.
I also love fake leather.
Okay.
So PETA doesn't come after me.
I got a suede jacket, like a suede blazer. Yeah. You see me in it.
You want to know what I like still?
What?
It's embarrassing. What? Terry cloth.
Really? It's thin though.
I love a little terry cloth, little terry cloth set.
A nice linen.
Oh, linen is. Whew.
When it's linen season, I got to give me some more linen fit.
Me too, actually.
Like now that I'm an unk,
I can rock the.
I'm in the linen now.
And you know I always love that juicy velour. Nothing beats it.
Not a fan of 100% cotton
quick
though.
break.
Okay.
No, I love a good cotton T-shirt.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't have any on it. This is Lycra. This is Kim Kardashian.
Oh, that sounds like it hurts. That popped hard.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some Music Friday. Music we're listening to. CJ will tell us about the latest thing that you have to warn yourself for when trying to avoid creative AI ventures. Also, RiverBeat Music Festival. It's back in Memphis for a third year. The lineup dropped yesterday. I got really excited about one act, CJ, and realized I was wrong about who it was. I'll tell you who it is after a quick break.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Got a special deal all the fans of this show will love. We have a special discount code for up to 30% off select Grizzlies tickets just by using the promo code GCMFAN. Head over to grizzgroups.com/GCM. Lock in your discounted seats. Again, that's GCMFAN at grizzgroups.com/GCM. Don't miss out. Welcome back, welcome back. Time for a little Music Friday. Let's start with the RiverBeat lineup because that is local and we did find it out yesterday. And RiverBeat is coming to Memphis for a 3rd year, or I should say, is in Memphis for a 3rd year. I'm a big fan of the RiverBeat Music Festival, and I was really anticipating who was going to be coming to Memphis in May, and we found out yesterday. Do we have the lineup, Jacob? Because I just realized I might not have actually sent a graphic with the lineup to Jacob. So that's on me, on moi.
I thought you were going to send it.
That's
my fault.
No. That's my bad. I meant to send it.
we both knew we were going to talk about RiverBeat today. Somebody could have sent it. Yeah, somebody
sure
should have.
Here we go. There we go.
Jacob's the best.
All right.
Salt and Pepper. De La Soul.
T-Pain.
Okay, T-Pain. Yes,
I just was talking about T-Pain a couple weeks ago and saying that is somebody who I dream of seeing live, and I cannot. T-Pain is my headliner of this event. I don't care. The 3 biggest names: Wu-Tang Clan, Dave Matthews Band, Red Clay Strays. Those are your official headliners. My headliner is T-Pain. I single-handedly would go to this alone for T-Pain. I love this entire lineup. I think it's a really deep lineup. I saw somebody say, I think it was Kip in the chat, and I appreciated this, that like, it's a really good lineup. Maybe the middle and the bottom isn't as strong as it has been in past years, but I think that the top and like the second liners are some of the strongest that we've had, because you do get Ice Cube and Marshmello, and you do get St. Vincent, and I love Lord Huron. Salt and Pepper will be fun. De La Soul will be very fun. I do have to admit, I was hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. I thought JoJo was coming. Like the JoJo. Like, leave. Get out.
Oh, that JoJo.
Right now. It's the end of you. And it's not
too late.
JoJo. If you look on the 4th line, I also was like, why is JoJo buried so deep on the 4th line of day 1 on Friday? There's a little plus sign. Everyone else is separated by a little
plus
square.
JoJo. Okay.
It's Tinzo plus JoJo, which is a DJ duo.
Okay.
It is not The JoJo. So one small knock to my obsessive excitement. I would have died to see JoJo. She just got off Broadway. She's doing everything. But I'm sure Tinzo and JoJo are also excellent. One of the DJs from Major Laser's coming, so there are good DJ sets. Wale is on Sunday as well. Sunday's probably, I don't know, it's a tie between Saturday and Sunday for me, best overall day. But there's something every day for everybody. I really think that they've crushed it again.
Listen, going Marshmello to Ice Cube to Wu-Tang is special. Even the De La Soul and the Salt and Pepper, right? Like that's gonna hit me in a special place. I like this. This is a good lineup.
Yeah, and they put on a really good festival.
Yeah.
Like for people who still haven't gone, I know there's always people who get weird about RiverBeat because RiverBeat represents the new, and there are people in this world who are still attached to the old, or people in Memphis, I should say, specifically, of Beale Street Music Festival. And I loved Beale Street Music Fest when I moved here. Like that was what we had. That was Memphis in May. And Memphis in May has changed. And I understand there's a lot of feelings around that and the park and everything involved. But if there's one like real truth in the midst of like everybody's feelings of stuff, RiverBeat's been a great festival. Like in terms of just the organization of it, bathrooms, food options, the ability to meander and walk through the park. It also hasn't been as crowded, which I know is a piece of its own in terms of like how many people are here, but it has been really manageable to walk around, which is nice. And as someone who's been to some of the bigger music festivals, like it functions at the level of those bigger music festivals around the country. And it's also, because it's on the smaller, lesser known scale, allows you to have a more intimate experience there, or just an easily run experience.
You're gonna be able to get as close as you want to, as close as you're comfortable with, for any of these. And that's not saying that it's not gonna be crowded. It's gonna be people there. But we've seen, and you've been to some of these larger music festivals where you're shoulder to shoulder, and it looks like it stretches for miles.
Yes.
And I always wonder, hey, what can you see in that sea of flesh? Can't be much. Here, there will be people there, yes, absolutely, but you'll be able to carve out, this is my thing, carve out a nice little corner somewhere, away from the crowd, sit down, and still be able to see what's going on up there on the stage. This will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, I know you had a disappointing experience in the music world this week.
What happened?
You got.
Oh, God.
Please tell the people your
I enjoy
story.
R&B.
Share your tale. Speak your truth.
I didn't know I had to be on the lookout for this, but I enjoy R&B, and it's a very specific type of sound that I like. So I don't like everybody's R&B. I need it to be soulful, needs to have some funk in it as well. Like it's a very specific R&B sound that I like and I gravitate towards. And a lot of times when I find an artist I like, it is somebody like No Guidance, whereas, they're doing R&B, but they're from across the pond. And I was like, we've got to be making R&B singers still over here. Might not be many of them, but we've got to be making R&B singers the way that I know R&B to be sung. Let me try and find some on Spotify. Just put it on autoplay and let Spotify just introduce me to new artists. That's how I get introduced to artists. And so I'm listening to some songs like, I really like this song. Something's not quite right about it, but it's a cover of 112's Cupid, sung by what I thought was a person, something Cruz. Victor Cruz, I think was his person.
It was a C.
Was it
Victor Cruz?
Caden Cruz?
Yeah,
It might have been Caden Cruz. And I was like, yeah, okay. I like this, though. Something's not right, but I like it. And after like the third or fourth time listening, I'm like, this doesn't feel real to me. This now feels odd. And my wife is in the car with me. She's like, I love this song. We got to know more about this guy. I was like, yeah, I don't think that person is real. Look it up for me. I've been meaning to do that. Just look it up for me. And lo and behold, Cruz, AI, it's an AI bot. So we're using AI now to make songs and music and then just dropping them in people's random shuffles? Like, come on, man.
I'm sorry.
It's awful.
I'm sorry.
It was awful when I found out, almost like through the phone out of the car.
I know.
Almost deleted the Spotify app. Like, if that's how y'all are playing it, how do I turn that feature off? How do I turn AI off? I don't want AI coming across my music feeds. I don't want it across any of my feeds. Let me be clear. I don't want it on any of my creative feeds. Get it out of here. So yeah, listen to, and Bryce something or another.
Bryce
Knox. Thank you. Another one where it's like, I hate it because I really like that song. It's like, oh, my ears can't even tell real from artificial anymore. It was awful finding that out. So yeah, be on the lookout.
Gemini can create music.
Oh, and then this story broke yesterday. Google's Gemini can now create music, like 30-second snippets of like songs. You put a picture in, and then Gemini creates some music for you.
You want to know why that like hurts me? All of this hurts, right?
Yeah.
But from the putting in a picture and Gemini creates the perfect song or the AI generated song for that picture, like the job that I would most want if I did not have this job, like if I had gone a different path in my life, was always music supervisor, like to be a music supervisor for movies or TV shows, the person who puts the right song in at the right moment. And when I saw that, I was like, that's going to replace that. Like there's going to be, I wonder if there already is some sort of a like AI formula that's been built where someone runs a scene of a movie or a TV show that they made and says, hey, can you pick the perfect song for this? I have a playlist on my phone called It's Cinema, where anytime I hear a song where I'm like, ooh, this would be so good if I ever like write a book that gets turned into a movie or a TV show or something. Like that's how weird I am with this. But I love that process. Like it's hearing something and saying, ooh, there's a quality to that I think would work really well in the storytelling element of like another artistic entity. And now there's probably just some robot doing it for me.
And that takes away the human emotion. Like so much of art is, hey, what do we feel as people? And that's supposed to be a genuine thing. When you start having emotions artificially inserted into everyday life, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to be good. We've got artificial stuff in our food, and it's awful. It's terrible. So imagine that, but with emotions, what type of people we're going to be creating, what type of people we're going to have to start dealing with in our day-to-day lives. This is just, all in all, just a terrible, terrible thing that we've done.
You sent that J. Cole's trunk sale tour went to Tennessee State?
So it did go to Tennessee State, but
he's been at Howard last week.
He's been going around the HBCUs. So I think it started maybe A&T, maybe Fayetteville State, made its way up the coast, and this week earlier it was in Tennessee State up in Nashville, and it's just J. Cole walking around, man of the people. I think he's got CDs in his trunk because that's what he said. He said he wanted to do this because he remembers how before he got big, he used to have to hustle CDs out of the back of his car, and so he wanted to do this again for the last album. And like it's been incredible seeing the love that the college kids have for J. Cole and that people have for J. Cole. And it's been really, really dope to see how he controls the crowd. There's a moment where, and this came across my feed, where he's at, I want to say A&T, and he's up on top of something, maybe a car, I can't tell. And he's talking to him. He's like, hey, listen, I'm going to talk, take pictures with, dap everybody up, but y'all have got to be calm. If y'all aren't calm, I'm not going to be safe, and I'm going to have to leave, and I don't want to have to leave. Like, calm down. Yeah. People are running up. You see them running? They're running up with all this energy. They're excited. But if they see you're calm, they'll be calm. Let's stay calm. And I'm coming through to dap everybody up, and then goes out there and does it to the best of his ability, man. That's fun. That's something that's really, really fun.
I did a second full listen of that album while we were traveling. I really like it. It has some really good songs on it, which I hate hour 40. Like I hate the two disc situation. You just feel so, it's like a movie. you're stuck, but his storytelling is so good within it. And I really have enjoyed the fall off. So let's wrap it up on this Friday. This Grizzlies, I don't remember how to do this. This Grizzlies game day. The warm-up show? The warm-up show. Lang Whitaker will have it starting at 5 o'clock. the warm-up show, because tonight's game is at 6. When I saw that, I said, "Oh my God, I'm so happy in this world."
Weeks it felt
Weeks
like
of 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock
away
tips.
game tips. They have blessed us with a 6 o'clock tip tonight.
Hate a 9 tip.
We'll have
So
the radio pregame show, normal pregame show at 5:30.
6 tip was more manageable.
Grizzlies Jazz. And then we'll have everything after. We'll have our first double post in a long time. We'll have a little group therapy. We'll have a little DP on a Friday night. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. We will see you back here on Monday. Bye.